Way Sunsfan here with Cinderman. More all chat. Okay, I'm keeping track of all chat now a little bit better. Just after we discussed what was happening with BetBoom.
Yep.
They're definitely winning the pause game, but Falcons. I think you're right. I think they do take the cake on the all chat.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well let's just address the Huskar straight away, shall we? Because this is kind of the hero of the game whenever it's in it, and he's going to be playing against Puck. You and I had the pleasure of casting this matchup 2 days ago in the tiebreakers when Squadix played against Quinn and got absolutely trashed as Puck. It was super one-sided.
Yep.
If Melreen can even remotely replicate that against BZM, OG will be in trouble because their lineup is quite reliant on Puck to be able to set up things for success. It's not like it's the only catch they have. They have the Mars. You could argue they have a Bat Rider who can do it as well. But the problem is if Puck isn't popping off, I think Huskar is just going to be able to run the show with a lead from mid. So very curious how OG managed to handle this. As the panel talked about, it's going to put their Pango in the offlane. I have a little bit more faith in that offlane Pango than they do. I think he's actually going to do quite fine. Whisper is...
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. Snaking not able to go for the blocks. The Rebuke is there to slow, and he's actually going to get a bounty rune for his efforts, but he is super low. And if he tries to TP out, Snaking might be able to, if he keeps chasing. Now,
he'll stop. Whisper
looks like he'll just suicide here. Snaking, okay. Well, just like that, there's your first blood, I guess.
Yep.
I guess that's what you have to do. I mean,
what you gotta do.
The only other, I mean, if you TP the lane, then I guess giving the first blood to the support, there could be worse things, I suppose. How long do you have to stay out of combat? It's like 30 seconds to not give first blood to
it's too
the hero.
long. Like, he can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, all right. So Falcons not only winning on the all chat, but they want to try to catch up to BetBoom with the pauses. This is 1 of 100, so they have a long ways to go to get to that point. But yeah, Huskar, very interesting hero, and I think maybe it takes them aback because Amar is not, I would not say he's really, like, I don't think of Pango when I think of Amar. We'll see how he does this game.
He's actually very good at that.
I'm not saying he's not good, but it's not like his prototypical, right?
Yeah, it's not in his top 3, I guess, but nothing is, except for that makes
except
no
for
sense.
the 3 heroes. Yep, that's right.
I was gonna say his top 3. He is like, he's almost top 1 in the world on those 3. I guess that's what I was going for.
Okay.
This one, I would say other players can hold a candle to his Pango.
But do you think that they thought that? Oh, takes a couple pop shots from the tower. But do you think that that OG were thinking that this could be the offlane Pango?
I don't think they had it in mind, because I feel like you would have banned the Huskar if you were considering this.
And Seb, yeah, blood grenade surround with the disruption. Gets off the magic missile onto Amar. And the Rocket Barrage doing quite a bit. They do get the kill on Seb, but it does come with a heavy investment of HP.
If this offlane with Pango is getting kills, it's just Avenge, of course, but it's one thing for Pango to survive this lane and do okay, but if he starts getting kills, then things are already going better than expected there. Gotta say, though, BZM's already doing better than Squadix did against Quinn. He has 9 CS to the 10 and 5 of Huskar.
Yep, so far so good. BZM.
Melreen is gonna show him who's the king of mid here.
That's a lot of Burning Spears. It's only level 1 right now. But it's definitely a good indication of what Huskar is good. I mean, this is a lot of magic damage from OG as well, so
yeah,
this passive of Huskar is going to be doing overtime. Melreen, I mean, he is set up for a good game, but I don't think we've cast the Huskar game where they've lost, honestly. Even at TI, that was just a dumpster fire. I think it was Quinn that was playing at that time. Just feels like it's a kind of a trump card where you just win the lane and then just that's kind of the game, but you win so hard. But so far, like we can see, this isn't that bad. He's definitely, BZM's losing mid, but better than expected.
Yeah.
So far.
I'm curious about what happens now when Huskar hits level 5, because these Burning Spears are going to start really being a pain in the ass for BZM. He is getting out-leveled as well, and the thing that's so frustrating about playing Puck against this hero is Puck actually fares well in a lot of matchups with the consistent harassment. Huskar just doesn't care. It's like you're hitting a brick wall, you know? He's just going to take the trade every time. He's going to regen it back up, not give a crap.
Was there any... I doubt there was, but... Is there any play from OG where they just switched up the lanes? They could have, like, at the beginning of the game to do something, like, really awkward, like, really weird to...
They have no hero that can lane against Huskar.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I think so.
What heroes are good against Huskar mid, in fact, just generally?
I guess Windranger's quite good. I think Viper should do fine.
So two heroes?
There's got to be more as well. I'm not exactly a mid specialist, but there's definitely a couple of matchups that are completely playable. Seb going to rotate in here with a TP. Trying to be cheeky with a Wave of Terror, but they didn't get the kill. And BZM will get the water rune, so at least he's going to stabilize a bit here.
Yep, and Snake King is playing the Mirana. A lot of the Mirana games that we've been watching have been extremely underwhelming to the fact that the hero just hasn't looked that good. But Falcons are one of the few teams that seems to have just really good success on it. It is position 5, and of course they do have the setups with the disruption with the Dragon Tail, and that probably has something to do with it. But I'm curious as to why Mirana has not... I mean, maybe it's just the games that we've cast. That is possible. It just hasn't looked good.
Yeah, I feel like we've just got a lot of outliers. I think in theory and on paper, I understand why the hero is very beloved in the pro scene, because it has its weak phases in drafting, but if you think about it, let's say you can float a lane with Mirana as a 5. Let's say you draw and you just do okay. This hero can scale. It has an escape mechanism, so Perch talked about this earlier. You can buy utility items on it because it has the escape built in. Moonlight Shadow is an incredible skill at the highest levels of play, because the better the players are, the more powerful information is. Smoke is a finite resource. This isn't. Arrow is a bit of a wild card, I would say. I actually think it's Mirana's worst spell in a way, almost.
Seb
will TP away here.
Her worst spell. Interesting.
I know it's kind of a weird way of looking at it, and Dota doesn't really work that way, but you see, Mirana's in the safe lane right now, when they play as a 5, often don't skill arrow until level 4. They go 2-0-1 because they can't rely on the arrow hitting. Starstorm is a very high damage ability, and it's their wave clear for later down in the game. The Leap is the one that allows them to play offensively and to escape when they're getting ganked when they split push, and the Moonlight Shadow is the team ability. So arguably the arrow is the least important spell, which used to be Mirana's entire reason for being picked. Oh, it's kind of ironic.
Oh boy. If Malrine gets this, which he will.
Oh dear.
Double, well, 1.8x damage for Malrine.
Let's start calling it that.
Damage rune. Amplify spells as well. Malrine he's level 6 and he's holding the point for life break potentially if he finds an avenue. Is Seb getting caught off guard and surrounded by Crit. Will get the magic missile, but the surround is successful. Crit will die though. So a little bit of a gold exchange, but the XP going the way of Crit.
Seb gonna laugh that one off. I actually thought Seb might have been able to get the kill first there, but just barely got killed by the illusions. He had the raindrop to try to block some of the damage from Shadow Poison, but Crit had enough in the tank too.
BZM has just exited the lane.
I mean,
when you got the double damage, Huskar don't want to touch that.
Isn't it funny how BZM was actually doing quite well and just marginally behind, and then Huskar hit level 5 and the lane was just over. It just ended in an instant.
44-20 to 27-4. Again, compared to the game that we were casting the other day, this is way better than the puck was performing. But that was like one of the worst shellackings in the mid lane that we've seen in a long, long time.
Now Huskar's going to do Huskar things. It's very unique to this hero. You just go Ancients minute 7. That's not Huskar, that's Batrider, but it's also in the jungle, so we'll take it.
There's fire, so
consolation prize here.
The confusion. Dragon Tail from Skeeter. First dragon form of the game. So out-leveling Whisper right now in this off lane. You can see Whisper and BZM roughly the same net worth. Which is not the greatest of signs. Call down is going to be completely avoided by Amar as he focuses on Seb. Has the swash up in just a moment. Will use it to get that kill, and now Tomato's in a lot of trouble as Malrine makes his way over with the life break. Not even needing the Rolling Thunder from Amar, so 2 quick kills for Falcons as they have a 2K lead.
That's a nice shot of Malrine. Seems like quite the character based on the interviews that we've heard from, especially his teammates. Like a very lively guy who's just enjoying his time in the sun.
I've heard some things about Amar, but in person, like interviewing, I think it feels like he's matured a lot. I enjoyed the few experiences that we've had. And Mallory, haven't had a chance to talk to him, but you're right. In the interviews, he seems like a fun guy overall. They do talk shit a lot.
The thing that's worth keeping in mind about pro players is that the formative years for pro players come later than for other people because we spend like 10 years in Dota. So you don't get other life experience. So the formative years, if you're like 19 as a pro player, you're experiencing the transition that other people experience in their lives when they're 13.
Yeah, that's right.
So the maturity comes really suddenly. I don't know where I was going with that because people are very immature when they're 13.
I have very lowbrow humor and I'm really old, so.
Yep. You've
have
also
not matured yet.
Yeah, you're still stuck in CS, so that's even worse than Dota.
True. Well, according to you.
True. Well.
Skeeter in the Moonlight Shadow, but Whisper will be able to walk away here. He's holding the point on Arena. Seb not quite level 6, and they're going to use the Moonlight Shadow to set a potential gank up on him. Swash, Rolling Thunder will be canceled.
Good call down.
That call down from Tomato will force them back. Amar still thinking about it though, as Crit was taking the brunt of damage from the Gyrocopter. Ari coming in as well. They will be able to clean up Crit, but here comes Malrine to he hits the homing missile once and then just leaves. Interesting. He's got that armlet now. We'll be going the Sage. Is this going to be the Halberd, I would assume, for the Huskar?
Yeah, probably. Well, you don't have to finish the Halberd. You can just get the Sange for the value and then go BKB or Axe or whatever you want. But it is an incredibly high value item on this hero in particular. It's the best Sange buyer in the game by a wide margin. It's just way better on this guy than anyone else.
Oh, gee. Okay, it's a one-to-one pause.
I don't know if we mentioned this or if you noticed it there. Amar has Diffusal. It's minute 10.
Oh, wow.
I think he got it minute 9 in the offlane. He skipped Boots.
Oh.
He has Wraithband, Bracer, Wand, and a Branch, so massive stats, and then he just went straight Diffu here.
Damn.
This was an offlane Pango that was supposed to lose the lane, and sure, Gyro is ahead of him on net worth, but Amar's game is very good. Like, this is faster than the average from mid.
Yes, so that is kind of crazy.
He is, of course, bypassing the bottle. That needs to be said, right?
They are trying to gank him, though. There's the coil. That's the counter to Pango for sure. And they will have the burst damage.
A lot of heroes
BZM desperately needing that, along with OG. A good pick-off. As Falcons will use this smoke to go into the triangle where Whisper is trying to farm. Oh, boy. Demonic Purge. They could get this stack potential, but the TPs are coming. Life break from Malrine. Arena keeps them in place. Whisper still dies, but Ari coming in now with the Flame Break. Magic Missile from Seb and Tomato. Big call down. Can they get the kill onto Malrine? Swap comes out to give some extra damage mitigation. Ari falls. Tomato is next. Malrine is perfectly healthy. And now just working on the Ancient stack as well.
Just one disruption from Crit. He makes it look so easy. It's one of those spells that you need to be wary of when and exactly how to use it. That was just second nature for him there to get that off there. Because this looked like this arena was actually going to lead to something good, right? He gets 3 of them in it. He gets this spear off. Ari is connecting.
And he doesn't have lasso yet.
As Tomato is on top of him with the entire combo, it gets fully broken, and they just clean the house.
Didn't realize Ari was only level 5. So no lasso.
For what it's worth, the lasso would have done nothing, right? He was just trying to get disrupted anyway.
Yeah, that's true, I guess. Oh, lasso.
Try it now.
Onto Malrine, bringing him not to the high ground, but into the arms of Seb and company. Magic Missile was there, but he's going to be able to walk away. Swap coming in, but double kill for Malrine.
There it is again.
As another disruption to save him. Does he even need saving is the question. And now Tomato trying to just fight it out, but it ain't happening. The Huskar reigns supreme, 3 for 1. And now it's starting to get out of hand. 5K lead for Falcons, and just feels like another Huskar dumpstering game.
Offering accepted. Yeah, this guy's a beast on this hero. And the game will, as always, center around him. Falcons are very I feel like one of the things that this team does so well is understanding what hero to play around when. It's so easy to theorize and so easy to talk about, but they do an excellent job at playing around their strongest hero, bringing the correct players with them. You've seen the Shadow Demon now with 2 perfect disruptions nearby. They've been bringing the Pango when it was time for that. This time the Dragon Knight rotated over as well to be a part of this play. And another thing about the Falcons draft in this game that's kind of interesting, as we see Crit potentially die here, or Seb, sorry. He's getting... Yeah, he's screwed.
Skater coming in from the south.
Easy swash.
Lots of long-range damage for Falcons.
When you give Falcons a first-pick Dragon Knight, you have no idea where it's going. They have 3 cores that love this hero. So most other teams in this tournament will pigeonhole it into offlane almost always. Some of them play it mid. This team plays it in all 3 positions. So when you give this as your overall first pick to them, you know nothing about the draft. Like, there's just... You have nothing to go on. You're just picking blindly after the DK comes out.
It's not just... I mean, yeah, DK is the extreme version because all 3. But even like with Razor and Timbersaw, you never know what lane it's going to go.
Yeah, with Razor, they also have 3 players.
That's true, actually. Whisper was getting ganked. And this... Oh. Yeah, another one right click from Skeeter. Should lead to the kill. Breathe Fire misses, though. We'll have to expend a blink. But they do get the kill in the end. Amar wanted to go on Ari. Oh, misses the swashbuckle. They have the lasso, but the disruption comes through. The arrow hits Tomato as he gets the call down off. Amar with the swatch from afar. And the double kill for Skeeter. Falcons are just on another level.
They're just better this game. I mean, I'll just say it. They're just playing better. It's one thing that the Huskar has such a good matchup in the mid and everything, but their movement and their coordination is just stellar. Barely made a mistake in this game on any player. Like, I think Snaking could have cut 1 death that I can think of in this mid fight, where he ended up taking a flak shot that he didn't need to try to cover from Malrine, but aside from that, they're just nailing it. This very beautiful Dota from Falcons this game. And as the panel talked about, it's the creativity, right? It's the fact that they can just put this Pango in the offlane and run the Huskar. They can play the Dragon Knight carry. They can do whatever they want. Everything is just working. BZM is in major trouble here.
Oh boy. Rolling Thunder does hit into the arrow. Shield crash as well. BZM gets off the illusory orb. Coil, it's only onto the 1 target. As Amar will continue the chase. Swash and 1 right click. Make it a shield crash instead. Down goes BZM into the double tip. As Falcons have run away with this game number 1.
Yeah, so before everybody jumps this and says, wow, they're being so toxic and alternate or whatever, these are old school teammates from Team Creepwave, which is still in Malrine's nickname here as a sponsor. I don't think you can be sponsored by your old team, including Amar. He also has Creepwave in his.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, these 2 guys together with BZM used to play together a little over a year ago, I think it was. Time flies when you're having fun, though. Look at them now, playing Huskar every game and killing Roche at 16 minutes. Good. This might be too early for you, Shannon. This is...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Can we get that average Roche timer up? Oh my God! Are you serious?
Yeah, baby.
Are you serious?
Let's go. That was after last game. So before last game, it was 22:01.
Yeah, so it's gonna be lower now. Yeah,
and now it's gonna be low. Oh. Mwah. Oh.
I think production is just trolling me here.
This feels so good.
Unbelievable. That's close enough. All right, we round up.
I said on the second.
$100 dinner on the line here.
You've been 1 second off on both sides. That is so funny. Oh, this is the dream. This is what I hope would happen.
Amar, Tomato into the arrow. Oh my goodness. He is not going anywhere. There is a swap, but Amar gets the stun just on time. And that leads to the double kill for Malrine, who is completely dumpstering this game.
The Husk
has the halberd now. BKB is next. Only the recipe away. Top 3 net worths on the Falcon side.
And what does OG do, right? Because
good question.
There's a Huskar with Axe, or sorry, with Aegis that's going to start pushing. You don't have single target damage. The combo that you have is something like Coil into Swap, and then you try to lasso him into tier 4s. Well, now you can't. The
Coil, but Skeeter has already come. They're on the same page at all times. OG just cannot find a free pickoff to save their lives. BZM, illusory orb as Amar will continue to chase. Very greedy boy. Swash. Not sure if it clipped anyone there, but Whisper. Oh, just in time he blinks out. Goodness gracious. Yeah, OG.
420.
That's true. It is 420. We appreciate that.
Speaking of blinks, there's another. Crit has his now.
Yeah.
Arrow.
It is going to hit. So Snake King able to hit his arrows, unlike some of the other players in this tournament.
So this is why Falcons picked this hero. It's because Snake King hits arrows.
Yeah, I mean, he's really good, apparently.
Oh, that's a nice angle.
Maybe one TI at some point.
Clean shot. Yeah, he's quite good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom
All right, how long is this
tower
game going to
attack.
take to end, do you think? Let's do some guesses
Radiant's
here.
middle tower has
Do
fallen.
you want to do over/under?
Sure.
All right, what do you think? Oh, I can't turn it around on you. You have to give me an over/under time.
Okay, let's say 30.
Under.
Under 30?
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower is
I thought
under
you were going to be
attack.
more bold and say like 25. That might be a little bit too rough. Let's see.
All right. Get the
Yeah.
lasso off, but Crit comes in to cancel the TP. That'll be a free pickoff for the side of Falcons again, as the BKB now comes through from Malrine.
There is a real chance that they just end now,
Dire's
actually.
bottom tower
If
is under
OG
attack.
fail an attempt on Malrine, they will lose a Rax and probably just call it here, because they the path to recovery is almost insurmountable here. Oh, they are getting started on it. No Bat Rider, and when Bat Rider respawns, there's no lasso. Yep, that's a good point. They're prospecting while pushing here. A very nice little kobold friend beating the drum of gold.
Fortification was
Tower.
used. They'll have another one at their disposal. Malrine, again with the Aegis, we're seeing carry the Kobold.
Carry.
Yep.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I
Tomatoes
was going to say Kevin, but that's Purge's name, so that wouldn't really work.
That miscommunication for the first time here.
Tomato.
They missed the arrow.
They do. And the counter initiation, there's the Mars Arena, but the instant stun comes out onto Whisper, and here comes Amar with the Rolling Thunder. Snake King does fall, so finally a kill going the way of OG, but Tomato dragon-tailed, and he's done for a while. Looks like Whisper is next on the list.
This fight barely even had Huskar in it. He just arrived. Cleaned up.
If he does that every time, that would be really impressive.
Radiant's top
Down the
tower
mid lane we go.
Indeed, so this will be
Down the top lane we go.
top racks at the very least.
For a second, I thought that was Roshan's banner. I was like, that's offensively placed. Yeah, that's the first lane. Nothing OG can do about this one.
Radiant structures are
Other than fortify one more
Okay,
time.
they can delay it 5 seconds and then lose it
I
after.
wonder how much difference there would be if they got rid of that fortify refresh. That would change the game a
Dire's
lot.
bottom tower is
Are they
under
actually-
attack. Dire's bottom
Skeeter, okay.
Yielding here?
Radiant's
Yeah, they-
top barracks.
Wow.
So the range rack
okay.
goes down. Falcons will not get the full set.
I really thought Malrine was going to hit it a couple more times, but his Aegis is expiring 10 seconds later, and he will play it completely safe and back off. Not a single inch of opportunity given to OG. That's measured in inches.
Okay.
Okay, well, Seb wants to deward.
He wants to die, more like it. BZM going in pretty deep. Would have been a pretty decent coil, but I don't know if they have the damage follow, but Tomato is initiated on, and he's the first to fall for OG, which means they need to retreat. Malrine with the BKB will just go high ground. Can't quite finish off the racks yet. As you can see, Whisper isolated on the other side. So that's now a 5v3. This could be the beginning of the end, or the end of the end.
Radiant's top barracks.
The end is the beginning, and the beginning is the end. If you ever watch Dark, that's the only dialogue that they ever use in every episode. Blink stun from Skeeter.
Radiant's middle
Seb
tower
finished
is
off
under
by
attack.
Amar. Now the tier 3 tower mid is in their sights.
Dire's
It's the
middle
dragon
tower
form
is
again
under
from
attack.
Skeeter.
Radiant's middle tower is
So it'll be
under attack.
minimum 2 lanes. Still no GG's called from OG.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
And Malrine will be getting that Aghanim Scepter pretty soon, so the taunt only 600 gold away.
Radiant's middle
Not that it's really needed here, but super strong Ags. Ari, he's on the back line. Looking
Radiant's
to
middle barracks has fallen.
try to find... Well, he doesn't have Lasso for 15 either, so no real openings.
I feel like we've had this conversation in the past when we've been casting where we're like, at some point, is it just better to call it? from like a fatigue or mental perspective? Like, is it worth grinding this out?
I mean, it's a best of 3, though.
It's not an elimination game. Do you just want to call a spade and reset? Like, are you trying? What are you trying to do here? Are you looking for some sort of dream fight? Is there a plan?
Well, maybe Malrine will sprain his finger hitting R.
I definitely feel like if OG aren't gonna smoke and just YOLO fight this, then they might as well call it, right? Because then you're just letting Falcons play the map. They're gonna look for something here.
Yep, Amar with the swash. BZM going in pretty deep. Same with Tomato, but he's the one taking most of the damage. BKB's pot for Malrine and company. As Malrine just fighting it out. Nice swap onto Tomato. He's going to live as a result. Oh, I say that, but Amar finds him on the back line again. With the Rolling Thunder, that is 3 dead for OG. Now the buyback onto Ari. As Amar will continue the chase. Whisper gets
what an
arrowed.
arrow.
Snake King is a god.
Beautiful.
Skeeter. Still no GGs yet. Somehow.
Maybe OG don't think the game was good.
Yeah, that's true. They could say BG.
You don't have to lie.
If you
just
type BG, the game doesn't end.
Is under attack.
That is technically true.
What?
What?
How's that technically true? Oh, you mean it doesn't end until the
yeah,
ancient?
if you
That's
type
correct.
BG, the
Yeah.
game. Well, you're really slow today, Cinderin.
Yeah, I am. That's like
Just
every
like
day.
Falcons is to end this game.
Yeah, wow, Falcons, step it up. It's 24 minutes.
Yeah, need
Done
to be
already.
faster. They have 6 minutes left to get your prediction.
They'll go get an Aegis and end it.
That's a late
Don't you
Roche.
worry. I'm not even sweating right now. This.
That's because it's freezing. We're in Sweden. Very cold.
Seb
Seb
gonna try
again.
to keyword the same word. All right. It was there
Oh
again.
dear. Are we sure this isn't a highlight? I've seen this before.
Yeah, well, he confirmed his suspicion. They were there. Highest amount
Falcons
of
not getting
building
abandoned.
damage at 24 minutes on any hero for Skeeter,
Oh, 11,000.
which makes
Very
sense
impressive.
because who has even hit a tower yet minute 25 in this patch? BZM?
Yeah, that's true. Oh, the lasso from Ari. They need to get 1 kill. That's their goal.
Oh,
Don't think it's happening, though,
Mission
as Ari
failed.
will drop. Nice blink from Amar. BZM. It's off the phase shift as... Of all times, why now? Of all the time that you had, why? We'll have to ask that.